Welcome to Rivendell, Frodo Baggins.
9 rings were gifted to the race of men, who above all else desire power.
Whom do you serve?
welcome to Sunday Afternoon DOOGER. Sorry, I was messing around with my lights. My lights are like bugging me a little bit. Ugh. Oop. Okay. Hi, gang. I did not watch the games showcase yesterday. I was working on immigration stuff. There are 4 lights. Can't remember. Is this a reference? Is this a reference to a thing? Oh. This is indeed a reference. Good. At least I figured that part out, you know? Hi, gang. We just got home from a birthday. It was a farm birthday. So everybody kept being like, I bet this isn't even exciting for you. They're like, oh, is this just like your everyday? Like, yes. That doesn't mean it isn't cute and fun. I downloaded the Liza P DLC. I'm very excited about it. Oh, thank you. It was in my face. And I kept trying to style it. And it kept just getting back into my face. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to grab some really colorful hair bands from Clark's little mirror cabinet thing. I know. Oily Timmy? Back again? Very exciting. Yeah, it was someone else's farming situation, you know. They had a Buff Orpington, which are like gigantic hens. And Clark was like, what? That chicken is so big. Like, yeah, it's a Buff Orpington. Which my mother-in-law has been talking about getting a Buff Orpington. So I was like, Nanny might have a chicken that big soon, which would be crazy. And then they had a bunch of goats, which we do not have. So the goats were fresh. They also had bunnies. These are all rescue animals. They also had bunnies, and Clark immediately was like, I need a bunny. I need to own a bunny. And I was like, do you? Say it with me now. What are the rules before we get another animal? Are you already helping in a significant way with all of the other animals? And have you done any research to know what is necessary to take care of that animal? I say that to Clark every single time. She's like, I want this for a pet so bad. I verbatim every single time. It's gotten to the point where I can be like, well, I don't know. Have you? And she cuts me off and just finishes it. Bunnies are great. But, you know, just like any other animal, they have specific things that they require. So, yeah. And then we got into a really existential conversation about pets. Because she's been around for so many pets dying now. Oh my God. So 3 of the goose eggs hatched. Three of them hatched babies. They've been walking around with the geese. It's very, very cute. We are exclusively in charge of the farm right now. Everybody else is away currently, so it's all us, right? So we get told everything that we need to be doing for all of the animals. Everything's going fine. And it turned out one of the water troughs was not tall enough to keep the goslings from getting in. So an important thing to know is that geese don't immediately have waterproof feathers. They get those later. So they rely on their parents to help them when it comes to water. Okay. So we were doing the rounds in the evening, and one of the water troughs had a dead gosling in it, and Clark found it. Oh my God, it was so sad. And then I had to message the family and say, hey, this happened. I'm so sorry. What should we do about this water trough? You know, etc. So all of the water is now in much higher things, so the goslings can't get in. But we're assuming what happened is one of the geese got in. One of the whole ass geese got in, and then the gosling mimicked and was able to get inside. But I know, it was very sad. And we were talking about how there's a Big City Greens episode that's about parents lying to their kids when a pet dies and saying like, oh, they ran away, or, you know, whatever. And the point of the episode, it's a really good episode. The point of the episode is that parents will try to spare their kids the pain, or try to keep their kids from feeling like they did something wrong or they weren't responsible enough, right? So they'll just come up with a reason why that animal's not around anymore. And Clark was like, I just don't understand why you would do that. And I was like, well, to be fair, you are very used to it. Like, as awful as that sounds, I was like, I would never tell you anything other than what actually happened. But I also am not plagued by this thought of like, oh my God, how's she going to react? What's she gonna think? You know, because it's been happening around you for so long, unfortunately, you know. So we had like a long conversation in the car on the way home from the birthday. I don't even remember why. We like had this birthday at this other farm. Played with all the kids, had a great time. We got in the car and she immediately started talking about the goose, and I was like, oh baby. Goldfish never die. Everyone's goldfish lives 20 years. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so that sucks. That really sucks. And now I feel like every update I give, I have to be like, everyone's present and accounted for, everyone's fed, everybody's doing okay. It also sucks because this is the first long trip that everyone else has taken. So in the past, we've been left in charge of everything, but only for like 1 or 2 days. We're in charge of everything for a full week. And literally right after they left, this happened. And I know that they don't blame us. It was nothing that we did, but there, I think, is probably going to be a psychological, like, maybe I could have done something if I had just stayed home, you know? People will manipulate each other into feeling this way sometimes, not necessarily on purpose, but will imply like, well, you shouldn't have left me home with it to begin with, right? Which is fucked up because it creates a situation where the person feels like they should never leave and never do other things, right? So I'm now worried that that's gonna be like a thing now, where my sister-in-law is gonna be like, well, maybe I just shouldn't ever go anywhere, which sucks. Yeah. So I'm determined to have the rest of this week go just fine. Sam's in charge of the geese. So he's trying to make sure that they're all fine and that they're all doing okay. I went to help my dad. The day I was gone, the alley cat that I care for went missing, and I absolutely have those thoughts. Yeah, and you know, it's irrational, as someone said in chat, right? It's not backed by anything, you know, it's no one's fault. It's just sometimes coincidences happen that make you associate leaving with a bad thing is going to happen. That sucks.
I'm glad you're with me.
That really sucks. One time, this has only ever happened once, and it's happened to me before too. One time, Sam had the baby monitor. This was forever ago. Sam had the baby monitor, and I got home from a thing, and I was like, how's the baby? And the baby monitor had died, and he hadn't noticed. And he was like, oh, it must have just died because I literally checked it like a minute ago. It took so long for me to feel like for me to not feel like if I leave, Sam's not gonna know if something's wrong with the baby. Right? If I leave, something's gonna happen to Clark. It sucks. It wasn't his fault. That's happened, like I just said, that's happened to me before. I've had the baby monitor while I've been doing something, and the baby monitor's died, and I've gone to click it and been like, oh shit, when did the baby monitor die? You know, it happens to everybody. But I still was like, oh my God. But yeah, it brains, silly brains. Shakes fist brains. Exactly. Slash me when my brain brains. Mm-hmm. Goofy. But yeah, on a nicer note, on a more fun topic, man, it's Next Fest next week. And I'm like, but when am I supposed to play Oily Tim? I've got all these demos to play. What about Timothy? Where do I put Timothy? The shadow drop was so mean. I don't remember who it was, but I guess the drop happened right before we were gonna be doing Super Cousin Time. And on Friday, in case you watch this later or in chat right now, I have no ill will. But somebody made a joke in chat the second that I started my stream. Somebody said something along the lines of, how are we gonna break the news to DOOGER? And I was like, break the news about what? I was like worried. And then it turned out that they just meant that Oily Timmy had dropped. I was like, don't do that to me. The second I start stream, don't do that. But also warn there's a point your save needs to be at to access the DLC. Didn't we do everything in that game? Wait. Oh, I see what you're saying. You started a new game. Oh, shit. Did I start a new game plus? Fuck. Hope not. I don't think I did. I don't think I New Game Plus Timothy. I don't think so. Oh my God. I'm scared now. Is there an achievement for starting New Game Plus? That would be an easy way to check. I was about to type in Oily Timmy as the name of this game. Lies of P. God. Okay, let's see. Oh no! Well, I guess we'll find out. I'll install it after stream. Oil-brained streamer? What the fuck? What the shit? Okay, to catch everybody up on the joke, the main character in Lies of P looks like Timothy Chalamet, which I am not original in making that connection at all. Everybody said that when the trailer came out, you know, a million years ago. Anyway, I started calling the main character Tim, and I don't remember why, but at some point it turned into Oily Timmy. So he's Oily Timmy, Slick Tim. Fuck, we had so many names. Oily Timmy, Slick Tim. Slick Tim is a really good one. Thank you so much for context, because I was mega confused. Sorry. It's Lies of P. It's the Pinocchio Dark Souls, which, by the way, is a fantastic game. It's so good. They put their whole ass into this game. Like, it's really fun. The bosses are great. The mechanics feel nice. The world is really interesting. I loved this game. So I've been really jazzed about the DLC, but we just call the game Oily Timmy. It's like when you use someone's nickname that's really niche. Like 3 people in a group know that nickname and you use it nonchalantly and everyone's like, who's Jorbo? What are you talking about? And then you have to backtrack and you feel embarrassed. You have to give them the Donkus Bonkus lore? I don't know, I don't. No, Donkus Bonkus is in the moment. That's so much harder to explain. That's so much harder to explain.
Yes, Mr. Frodo. It's over now.
He's the real hero of Oily Timmy. When your online friends use your gamer tag in real life conversations. Yeah, this is the real reason why we don't mix friend groups, guys. Because, you know, you're all hanging out, everything's going fine, and then Jimmy from accounting walks in and goes, "Hey, slick butt." And you're like, don't call me that. Not in front of my rugby team, you know? Yeah, you gotta keep those nicknames separate. Being called Doog Mother at the dinner table. It's fine, guys, don't worry about it. Oh, big oof. I just watched the last Lies of P vid and you did start New Game Plus. You were at Fuoco. Fuck! No! On the same save? On the same save? Neat. Ugh. Slick Butt is more likely to be the rugby team nickname. Yeah, Oily Timmy's canceled, so It's unfortunate, but you know, I'm not in control. So. Where'd you get that green velvet office chair? Do we still have the command? There it is. This chair sucks. Do not buy it. It's beautiful. It's a lovely green. And the major reason I haven't replaced it is because I can't find another chair in this green. But do not buy this chair. I'm so sorry. It's a bad chair. It has broken on me since day one. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, sorry. I wish that I had better news for you. This chair has haunted my stream for years. Yeah, my sweet love and I both got the same chair. And he leaned back in it a little too far once and it snapped in half. I haven't done that. But both arms have broken off multiple times. At one point, I was on stream and the entire back did this. Like, it was completely crooked. It's... Don't get this chair. Sam's chair exploded. Yeah. Something like that. Oh my gosh, I was updating. So every time Sam or I have applied for like immigration visa stuff, I've updated a doc that essentially is just a huge collection of pictures chronicling our relationship. It's been very useful. It's been really useful. So I just add pictures on when needed. And we were scrolling through it last night because we were getting the last of my stuff together to submit now that I've got the test. And I was like, we look so haggard now. We were looking at old pictures and we were like, we look so youthful, like so full of energy. Yeah, free. And that was our other problem was Sam was like, fuck, we don't take any pictures together ever. So a lot of the pictures that we're submitting are like, we bought a farm. Here's a picture of like me and Clark on the farm. And then here's a picture of Sam and Clark doing a thing on the farm, right? But like we had one picture, two pictures in the last 2 years of us that we could use in this thing. One of them that Sam was like, use this. He was wearing the Butts hat. And I was like, maybe not. Maybe we don't. Maybe not the Butts hat shirt, you know? Maybe not that one. Someone's got to hold the camera. Yeah, that's the thing, right? So it's fine. I think it's fine. Miana and I have the same problem. We keep trying to remember to do that because it's sort of important. Yeah, because they do want like, they want evidence of cohabitation and evidence of the relationship, right? Cohabitation is more clinical. It's like, do you have utility bills for the same house? Are there any like official documents with both names, right? Like anything from your local general practitioner or like, you know, that sort of shit. And then it's the more loosey-goosey, like, and do you have anything that shows that you're like, that you like do stuff together? Have you gone anywhere together? Did you hang out at all? We'd love to see evidence that you hang out sometimes. Sam and I are like, yeah, of course we've got that. Yeah, we hang out all the time. No, but Free, they tell you, right? Free said, I remember going there the first time for my visa with a gigantic bag full of stuff, and the lady looked at me like I was insane. But they really do tell you, like, the best thing that you can do is inundate them with stuff. Having too little, they'll squint at. Having too much, they're like, okay, we get it. Jesus. You know? So that's what I've always been told to do, is just like, the more the better. Like we had, oh my God, when we were getting Sam's green card, we had so many family members, friends, like people at Twitch, people at Maker write notes, write letters about how they know us, that we are definitely in a relationship, like all this stuff. They didn't read them. They didn't read them. But like, we were able to say, look at all these letters, right? And they flipped through and they were like, those sure are some letters. And then moved on to the next thing. And we were like, okay. Aim for them to say, Jesus Christ, we get it. Yeah, literally that. Yeah. The professionals at the visa office forgot to scan Alex's proof of work. God. Anyway, yeah. Can you use streaming clips as evidence? Not clips, no. You can't, you don't want to like videos and things. Sure, yeah, we've got videos. This needs to be stuff that you can hand them, you know? So, you could do screen grabs from a stream if you wanted. I have an older document that's kind of, it's sort of hard to update now, but it's called, I called it like digital relationship evidence or something like that. But it's literally like times that we tweet, times that like friends were like, ah, my favorite married couple, right? Like just like interactions online with each other and with other people where it's clear that we're talking about our relationship, our marriage, our family, right? That sort of stuff. Just again, in an effort to be like, here you go, here you go. Make a flip book. Oh my God. Anyway, that's what we've been working on. That's what we were doing yesterday. I'm gonna need all of this in a few years. Yikes, I have very little. If you're in a situation where one or both of you have to immigrate and you are going to be asked these questions, these intrusive questions about your relationship, start taking pictures. Start taking pictures now. Sam and I are not the sort of people to take pictures all the time. And every time we have to do this, we're like, fuck. God, we don't have nearly enough pictures together. Yeah. Anything that you can do like that is going to be so helpful for future you. have screenshots of Discord calls. Do those work? Kind of. If it was just a screenshot that's like arrow, this one's me, arrow, this one's them, with like a timestamp, that's not as helpful as like a text conversation. You know. Yeah, that's a good point to make. Free said it's kind of supplementary evidence, not box ticking evidence. Yeah, there are things where they're like, you have to have this. But again, you want to give them more than they're asking for. So I'm not being asked to provide 1 million pictures of Sam and I together or Sam and my life together, to be perfectly honest. But I still give it to them because it is supplementary evidence to show our life together. Sketchy business idea, a private investigator or stalking service that takes photos of couples being actual couples for immigration reasons. That would be a weird business model. Yeah, that would be strange. Hey, Molly, I hope the con went well. Put a GoPro on the pigs. Mm-hmm. Oh, goodness. I'm excited to play Sunforged. Feels like it's been so long since we played Sunforged. We only had a week off, I think. I wore a hole in the side of my foot and I accidentally became the UK's head judge for a VTuber TCG that I learned to play literally 15 minutes before the tournament. Is it the Vcard thing? No, those don't have rules, do they? Those are just collector's cards, I think. Vcards don't have rules, do they? I'm realizing now I haven't actually looked at those. Oshi push. Okay, different game. Vcard kind of does have rules. I think I've only seen Lime's card. And I don't remember if there was like supplementary text on there that was like a rule system at all. But if you say there are rules, I believe you. The problem with Vcard is the rarer cards are literally better. I'm not really a TCG player. That's not a thing that I had thought about before, but I guess... yeah, that's not normally how it is, huh? I've seen a stream of Amelie opening a bunch of the boxes she was sent, but mostly just saw the pretty pictures. The pretty pictures are the best part, probably. It's just, for me, that's magic cards. I don't know what that card does. Look at the picture. Good picture. Love the picture. I learned Vcard. I know how to play it. And the ultra rare version of a card will literally have twice the stats and extra effects compared to the common version. What? That's crazy. Normally it's the same card, right? It's just like a shiny version. Interesting. Sam did get some very pretty Final Fantasy cards. He did. He did. He was very happy with his pulls. I play Lime in attack mode. I play cooler looking Lime in attack mode. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the cards are beautiful. Which I think is the intention, right? You want your tuber to look really good on the card. I told Sam that Summer was gonna look for a swadaloon for me. And he was like, I'm really happy for you. Funny to me, they're called V cards. Isn't that slang for something? Yeah, that's literally why they did it. For people who don't have English as a first language or haven't heard the term before, V card is slang for virginity. Which is 100% why the game is called Vcard. But yeah, they're cute. Cute cards. I can't afford those cards. Which ones? Maybe all of them. I don't know of a TCG that is where I would be like, yeah, dude, get a bunch of that. They're cheap as hell. Is that what getting your V card stamped means? Why? Mm-hmm. Yes. Took my V card, stamped my V card, etc., etc. All of those means is about virginity. It's all about it. It's gamer subs. It's what they do with the puns. Yeah. Yeah. It's a good goof. It's a good goof. They're VTubers. These are V cards. It's a perfect goof. It's very smart. Speaking of art, is that thing you shared on Twitter yesterday gonna be an emote? Yes, it was sent to me. Oh my gosh. So sometimes, what that shit? Sometimes artists will go on social media and be like, hey, I need to fill out my portfolio a bit more. I want examples of this emote that I'm trying to sell. So leave me like your character or whatever. And if I choose to use your character for that emote, I'll just send it to you. It'll be a free emote for you, and then I get to use it in my portfolio. So what? I got picked for one for the first time ever, and it's so fucking funny. Wait a second, let me grab it. Oh no, where is it? Oh, dang it. Might have to send it from my phone. My session got timed out on my PC. Or you could just go look on Twitter, but it's, man. It's very funny. There it is. Okay. Look at this emote. This is so funny. I love it. Yeah, it's very feral. I think this same person had another one that I really liked that's just the character like really pulled back from the camera, right? Like laying down flat on their back crying. I wonder what it looks like. Actually, you know what? We don't have an emote cooldown. We don't get in trouble. We can just put it in there and see what it looks like. But what do we call it? Oh, where is it? What the shit? Not popping. Duke Farrell makes sense. Duke Farrell is funny. It's animated. Oh, I'm dumb. I was trying to put it in the wrong thing. There we go. Really hard to see when it's tiny. It's really hard to tell what it's doing when it's tiny. Might work better as like a Discord sticker. But here we go. Upload. Okay, it's uploaded. Yeah, when you have too many details in an emote, the smaller it gets, the less you can even tell what's going on, you know? Yeah, so there it is. It's hard to tell what's happening when it's tiny. I think it's probably better as a sticker. You can see it on hover. On hover. Oh, if I click it, I can see it bigger. Yeah, I don't think have hover built in. Looks like something's coming out of the mouth. Something is coming out of the mouth. Boom. Yeah, it's fine. We don't have to use it as like an emote. How do you do the, is that a BTTV thing? How do you do the like too big emotes? Use bits. Oh yeah, gigantify. It's this. Where is it? Oh, I'd have to refresh, I think. There it is. See, it's good. It's good when it's big. I have it turned off. Big emote? You have big emote turned off? Can't believe it. Does the channel get the bits if you do that? Yes. Any use of bits on my channel goes to me. Is it only on BTTV? No, I uploaded it to Twitch proper. Wide or nothing. Can't believe this. Ah. I'm trying to think. Aside from just submitting all my stuff, my immigration stuff, that's really my biggest thing right now. Just trying to make sure I do that. Mohammed, thank you so much for the gifted subs. Thank you, thank you. Welcome to the Cat Gang, guys. Make sure you say thank you if you were gifted a sub. Yeah, emotes are weird that way. Sometimes they take a few minutes to get to everybody, and I don't know why it works that way. Twitch do be twitchy. True. Oh, goodness. Yeah. So we're currently doing both sets of chickens, the tortoises, the sheep, the pigs, the geese, the lizards, the cat, Gus, our cats, our dog, the fish, feeding the fish every day. Yeah, it's a lot. Every morning, every night. My mother-in-law made like a huge, like written out list of everything that needs to get done in the morning and the evening. Bless her. And at the end of it, it was like, there's also lizards. I have no idea what to do with them. Love you. Because they belong to my sister-in-law. It's just a very funny way. Like, it's so detailed. And then it's like, and then there's lizards. Who knows? Who knows what to do with those? Lizards are easy. Yeah, it's like it's a snake. The snake ate a couple of days ago, so he's fine. I just have to spritz water in there. You know, the lizards are very simple. CVS Jr., thank you so much for the gifted subs. Welcome to the Cat Gang, everybody. Make sure you say thank you. I appreciate it very much. Love the hair today. Thank you. I appreciate that. Dude, you remember how I was saying that my kid's like beefing with another kid? I'm not gonna talk about it too much. I just want to point out the way that kids will, the second that you start talking about a thing, prove you wrong. Just out of spite, I feel like. My kid's been beefing with another kid. Someone asked me about it. Because I was talking with one of the other parents about like a sort of a side issue. They're like, how's that been going? I was like, yeah, I mean, they've been all right. And one of the other moms that I've spent a lot of time with was like, wait, which kid is this? And I was like, oh, it's this other child that was at the birthday. And I was like, yeah, they just cannot keep from nitpicking each other. Like, they just can't be civil. It's crazy. Smash cut to 2 minutes later. I was like, all right, kiddo, we got to get going. And she was like, I'm not leaving unless so-and-so leaves with me. And it's the other kid. And this other kid's like, yeah, Clarky and I are still playing. And they proceed to run away and play just the two of them just fine and refuse to leave because they're having so much fun. And I was like, all right. No, that's fine. I'm glad. Legitimate. Seriously, I'm very glad that you guys are getting along. I don't like your timing. I don't like that I just got done being like, yeah, they just can't play together. It's crazy. Whatever. You're making me look like a liar. That's what I'm saying, right? Like, I'm It gives I hate that food, but it was your favorite yesterday energy. Yeah. Yes. Maybe they found a common enemy. God, I hope not. No, because this was bad enough that the teacher had pulled me aside to be like, these two are fighting all the time, right? This isn't just my kid came home and was like, I hate this girl. Like it was like, these two are beefing like really bad enough that we need to like intervene a little bit and like talk with them at home and stuff. And I was like, okay, yeah, I can do that, you know? I don't know. Maybe we intervened just the right distance from the sun. And now they're fine. I don't know. But happy for them. Very happy for them. No, that was not. That was an example of how they had beefed to such an extent. I told a story about how my kid and this other kid, they pick at each other until they're like pissed about it. And that's the beef, right? And I was giving an example because what they're encouraged to do if they can't verbally be respectful towards each other is to talk in notes. So I was talking about how I found a back and forth series of notes with my kid and this other kid that was literally just, they had gotten into a like fight over the fact that Clark wanted to put water in her hat, right? And it boiled down to, don't put water in your hat. What if you ruin it? And Clark being like, it's my hat, mind your business. Right? Like, the point of that story was they've beefed to the point where that interaction was, which should not have mattered a lot. Mattered enough that they needed to stop talking to each other and write notes, right? So that's not the beef. It's all-encompassing beef. This isn't like, honey, I don't know why you're so mad that I didn't do the dishes today, when actually they're mad because you never do the dishes, right? It's a lot of things. No, and I don't, maybe this is a lesson that I should just stop talking about Clark on stream. I've been thinking about that a lot, honestly. I really don't like, as much as I know it's a goof, I really don't like when I tell stories and people are like, so she's a mean girl, just like Jesse said. Or I tell a story and somebody's like, sounds like she's autistic. Don't diagnose my kid. Don't call my kid a mean girl, please. But also, maybe it's my bad. I shouldn't be talking about her. I shouldn't be talking about her like personal life, So, yeah. Sorry. that's not directed at you specifically. It's you're not the first person to be like, sounds like she's a mean girl. Like the Jessie joke. I don't like that. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Clarky saved my life a couple weeks ago. I was having a bad anxiety spiral, and out of nowhere, my brain was like, remember, Clarky was reading out the end of the show and literally told people to do better when it came to their names. She did. She was doing that. She was really giving people back talk about whether or not she thought their names made sense. And I was like, stop. Yeah. She was like, they should really change them. I was like, honey, they're not going to. So let's move on. She's so funny. I couldn't be anxious because I was laughing so hard. Well, I'm glad. She's a funny kid. Kids in general are a lot of fun. I think the point of the story is it's Jessie's fault. No, but like, she's 7 now, you know. She deserves her privacy. I don't need to be telling stories about her all the time. We were having a conversation that we've had many, many times. But occasionally she'll be like, "Are you sure I can't have a YouTube channel? So-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so and another so-and-so all have YouTube channels and they're my age." I'm like, that's so cool. It doesn't change my answer, actually. Parent not telling stories about their kid is almost impossible. I know, but I think it's worth the effort to try not... Even just personal stories, right? There's a difference between a parenting story and this is just an anecdote from my kid's personal life sort of story, you know? Yes, and that's what I said. She was like, how come all of my friends get to have YouTube channels or whatever? And I was like, because their parents aren't YouTubers or streamers. Their parents do not have the inside baseball knowledge that Sam and I have. I was like, honey, you are gonna reach an age where you are not gonna like the shit that 7-year-old you put on the internet. And she was like, I promise I'll be fine with it. I was like, you know what's crazy is you are gonna change enough that by the time you're 13, probably even earlier than that, but like in just a couple of years' time, you are gonna be such a different person and you're gonna see the world in such a different way that you can't make promises for that person. You can't make promises for 12-year-old you, 13-year-old you, 15, 16, 17-year-old you. You can't do it because you are going to change so much. So as much as it feels like it's unfair, no, you cannot have a YouTube channel. I was like, if you just want to make videos, just make videos. Make a weird short film. Learn how to edit. Show it to Nanny and Granddad. They'd love that. Yeah, I think the hard thing is, and this is built into us, right, as the animals that we are. The hard thing is if there are a bunch of people in your life that are able to do a thing, it's really hard to accept. I can't do that thing, right? Even if the reasoning makes sense. So for her, it's less about what the reason is, I think, and more about but my friends get to make a video and put it on YouTube and like people can watch it, you know? Because contextually, it's hard to grasp the concept of like, there is a huge difference between I just want to make a cool video and show it to the people I know, to my friends and my family and whatever, versus I want to make a video that millions of people can accidentally see, right? And then I will have no control over where that video goes and how it's used and anything like that, right? It literally can't be grasped by a 7-year-old. And I was without talking down to her, I was trying to be like, this is, you know, part of my job is to make sure that young you is protected so that older you isn't looking back and feeling like someone should have protected you better, you know? This is a way that I can work to protect you. And it feels like it sucks now and like I'm being a killjoy, but I think future you, the future you that you think is gonna be so jazzed about whatever crazy shit 7-year-old you wants to put on YouTube, I think future you is gonna be like, thank God, you know? How old was I when I started doing YouTube? 25, 26? It's been 15 years. So, and I'm turning 38 this year? Aren't I? Am I 38 this year? I don't even know. Something like that. It was right when I was done with college. 2010. I did not grow up with the internet. We got internet when I was like 13. So, I think, you know, my generation of internet users have kind of a unique perspective because we didn't grow up with the internet, but we were around for its Wild West era. And our parents, it was new to them too, and they didn't know what to look out for or what was a potential danger, you know? So we as teens were learning it on the fly. Yeah, and without social media. Social media is a crazy thing to grow up with, I feel like. Yeah, I feel like at this point now, just like managing expectations is the primary goal. Cause like Clark will be like, how old? Like at what age do you think it's okay for me to have a phone? Or at what age do you think it's okay for me to have my own computer, right? And a lot of times I don't necessarily give an age. It's more like at a certain point it'll make sense. But the beginning stages here, like with a computer, right? I'm going family computer style, like old school, like I grew up with. So I was like, the first like normal PC that you get to interact with is gonna be in the living room. It's gonna be in the living room, and everybody's gonna know what's going on that thing, you know? When you have a phone, it'll be because it makes sense for you to have a phone. But like, be aware that the first phone you have, I will know what's going on that phone. You know, I don't need to know every little thing that you're doing, but there are tools now for me to be able to make sure that you're being safe. And that's something I have to teach you how to do, is be safe with these things. Yeah, I know somebody who reverted their whole house back to having just like a house phone. So that their kids could go to friends and be like, here's my phone number. but they weren't old enough to have a phone yet, right? And it wasn't the same as like, here's my mom's phone number. It was just like, here's the number that you can call, and it's for everybody in the house. Which is interesting. I pretty routinely go through phases where I'm like, I hate having a smartphone. I hate it. I hate how much of my attention it drags out of me. I hate it. And then I'll go to Sam and be like, I should just get like an old flip phone. But I keep wondering if the second I did that, I would be like, this sucks, I hate this. But like, this already pisses me off, you know? So. It's great until you suddenly need Google Maps. Yeah, right? And there are people that are getting, I can't remember what they're calling them. Basically phones that only have a couple of things on them, but they look exactly the same. And I'm like, then what's the point? If I'm gonna have a phone that just has like Google Maps on it and lets people call me, it doesn't need to be that big. It really doesn't. You say flip phone, but these days there are smartphone flip phones. It's true. There are. Yeah, my very first phone was a Motorola, and it was like this big, and it just had a tiny little screen on it and little dink dinks. I loved that thing. It looked like a race car. Yes, having swapped phones when I moved here, can confirm, you don't even realize how many things are two-factored to your phone until you're trying to get into a bunch of shit. And then you're like, fuck. I have stuff that's still attached to my American phone. I would have stopped paying for an American phone years ago, except there are two specific things that I still have to use that will not take an English phone number. I use Opal to block apps when I get too distracted. What's Opal? See, my problem in the past, when I've tried to set up things that are like, turn this off at a certain point, is I just ignore it. It's so easy to get around that. If I was in the middle of doing something, I'll just be like, and turn that off. And continue on with what I was doing, you know? And then it's like, what's the point? And I realize that part of that is like, just commit. But that's the issue from the get-go, right? Need an accountability partner? Well, it's not going to be Sam. Every time I'm like, I think I should get rid of my smartphone, Sam's like, ha, I'd rather die. So, not him. Not that guy. Almost 14 years free. That's so crazy. Aw. I've been tempted to get a device safe. Yeah. I also suggested that at one point, and Sam was like, what if there's an emergency? I'm like, well, we wouldn't put it in the safe if one of us was gone or something. Like if I was out doing something and it was just you and Clark, I wouldn't expect you to put it in a device safe. And if there was an emergency, be like, how do I call the police? Right? Like, that's not what I would expect. Yes, that's true. Sam wants to hit an age where he like doesn't feel good anymore and then just plug into virtual reality. And that's the point at which I go live in the marshes. So we already discussed this. We have retirement plans. The yurt beckons. My mom was sending me we were talking about putting a mobile home on my parents' property. So she was sending me links to mobile homes that we could buy. And I was like, we need to pay off our mortgage. We have so many bills right now. I can't be looking at mobile homes, but also mobile homes are pretty tight. Stop tempting me, but maybe send a few more. It's window shopping. It's window shopping. It's window shopping, guys. That's an interesting idea. It might be the same in the UK. Any phone that has network access but no plan can still call 911 in the US or Canada. If that is the case, you could just get a 911 phone. That's true. Hi, Dodger. I'm born in 87. I've been watching you since the Game Station podcast, the co-optional podcast. I just realized it's been close to 14 years. We were all 25 back then, and now everybody has kids. We're close to hitting 40. Where have the last 15 years gone? It's unreal. All this because you said you're 38. My God, it feels like yesterday I was watching you, Jesse, and TB. Nostalgia hit hard on this Sunday. Yeah, time flies. Time flies. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? I feel like a lot of people have been talking about John lately. I'm happy you're still doing this. Have a lovely Sunday afternoon. Thank you. You too. The other day, Sam's mom was talking about like retirement plan, like, you know, financial retirement plans. And Sam was like, I'm never going to retire. It's like, those are some big words for VR man. Big words for when I'm fed up, I'm just plugging into a computer, man. Sam's streaming from the nursing home. Yeah. Sorry. I don't know if that's loud or not, but playing with this thing. Never had any interest in getting a pop socket. And then my child saw this one and was like, you have to get it. So I was like, sure, fine. I don't really use it for this very often, like for the stability. What I do with it though is this. It is such a good fidget toy, dude. It's so like, I will do this for so long. It's great. I do that to mine too. Pop constantly. It's fun. Someone made their bathroom floor all pop sockets. The mold situation in there is gonna be insane. I saw somebody who put pop sockets all over the wall. The floor of a bathroom? Sounds like a pee trap. No thanks. You put it that way. No thanks. Yeah, she originally was like, I just wanted to make a fidget wall, but then she realized what a pain in the ass it is to pop them all out. Popping them in is really fun, but having to go back and pop them all out sucked. Yeah, if you were gonna make like a weird like sci-fi book or comic about Sam and I when we're old, it would his plan would be to port himself into VR and just stay there, but something would go wrong, right? There would be some kind of like cataclysmic event would happen, right? And I, because I still love him even from the marshes, I would show up wherever he is, put his brain into some kind of weird doohickey, and then take him on the road with me. And he'd bitch the entire time. It would be really good, I think. We don't even need to be the main characters. We don't need to be the main characters. We could just be like people that the main characters meet, you know? Yeah. Yeah, it's, hi, I'm Dodger, and this is my husband, gestures to toaster. You know, it's like very Borderlands dystopia bullshit. Yeah, we can be side quest characters. Mystic Darling, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, we've been, we're almost done with the second Knights and Bikes book. Knights and Bikes? Oh my god, am I misremembering this? Knights and Bikes, right? Yes, Knights and Bikes. We're almost done with the second Knights and Bikes game, or book. And Sam was on snuggle duty at bedtime last night, and I was reading the book, and I was like, you're not allowed to make fun of my accents. He was like, I won't, I promise. And he didn't. Kept his word. I was so proud. Anyway, there's a character in Knights and Bikes called the Pickled Knight. He is just a head. He's a like zombified, like undead head of a knight. And he's a primary character in the second book. He's one of the main characters. He shows up in the first one, but he's like a main character in the second one. And so again, Sam has not been there for either of these stories, and we're nearly done with this book. And I was describing like a kind of light combat scene. And there's a point where I realized like I really need to explain to Sam that this guy is just a head. Because it was descriptions like the pickled knight hopped over and grabbed the cup in his mouth, like things like that. And I was like, just so you know, the pickled knight is a zombie head.
Welcome to Rivendell.
There's a game of it. So Knights and Bikes is a game. And there are 3 books. The first book is the same story as the game. The second book has been great. Definitely want to read the third one. There's also audiobooks for all 3 that are like full cast voice acted. And they're so fun to listen to. Highly recommend if you have a kiddo that likes audiobooks. But the game was really fun. It's the only reason that I was like, Knights and Bikes? I know Knights and Bikes, you know? No, I think it's Kids on Bikes that you're thinking of. Yeah, Kids on Bikes is the TTRPG. Kids on Bikes and Kids on Brooms. Yeah, the alternate version. There's a third one. Kids in Space. There's a few iterations of Kids on Bikes. We did finish Proverbs, and we started the second one. The second one is Mosaic of the Pharaohs. Pretty tight. We have not finished House of Ashes yet, though. How am I supposed to look at fan art of this game when we haven't finished it yet? We're so close. I did not expect this game to get so crazy. Yeah. Teens in Space and Kids in Capes. Oh, is Kids in Capes superheroes? I assume. Makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, I've heard Kids on Bikes is great. I've never used that system or played that system. I was trying to figure out, I'm sure that there would be a way if I like really went for it. Kelly and I have been talking about doing a cover together for a while. And there's a song that I think would be really fun to like match aesthetically to Mushy. Part of the song is sung, I think in Arabic. Like a small section of it is sung in Arabic. And when asked about it, if I recall correctly, when asked about it, she was like, yeah, I just really wanted like the language from where I'm from to be in the song. And I was like, if I was gonna cover it, it would be really cool if I could find out how to do this small section in the Italian patois from where my family's from. That would be so cool. I have no idea how to even find people who speak it though. I was like, that would be too intense, I think. It's a nice thought. It's a nice thought, but I would be on a lot of weird subreddits. Like, hi, does anybody know how to get in touch with people who live in this specific area of the Alps? Probably not. Yodel? Erin Sievers, I love her. Erin is one of the only other people on WhatsApp that I talk to whose picture is goofy as shit. I have never had a serious picture on WhatsApp ever. It's always a screen grab from like a comic that I'm reading, or just like a dumb picture. Like, I've never used a picture of myself. And Erin's picture is also just very funny. And I was like, so used to everybody on WhatsApp just being like, it's me. People use serious pictures for WhatsApp? Yeah. Hey guys, I'm not gonna be streaming for a couple of weeks. I'm going to the Alps to track down my old family. And then not be able to talk to them, right? Yeah, my last, it's not my current one, but my last WhatsApp picture was, oh, I could probably just find it on my phone. We were reading Dog Man, and there was a really funny picture. If I type in cartoon, what is it gonna think I want? Nothing I wanted. If I type in cat. Oh, okay. There's a Dogman picture of Petey and Lil Petey, and Lil Petey is just like kicking Petey in the face while they're trying to sleep. And I was like, that's me. That's my life. And it made me laugh, so that was my picture for a long time. I feel like I have to find it now. I can do this. I can find it. Yeah, it was this page. Here we go. This picture. This was me. Hi, Kelly. Thank you. Nearly 1 a.m. here in Australia. Time for bed. Good night. The picture's relatable. Dude. This shit. This shit. How often? How many times a week? This shit. My mom's always like, you'll miss it one day. And I know I will. So I try not to complain too often. These pictures would resonate with my sister. Yeah. I think they're very... If you've been designated snuggler for a child, you've been Or yeah, or an animal. That's so fair. Some animals do that too. My cats push me off my own bed. Yeah. The why does my neck or back hurt sleeping position. Yeah, Sam and I lately, our backs hurt all the time when we wake up. And we were looking up like, what do people, you know, what helps with that? And it seems like the two things that everyone kind of agrees on are either get a much firmer mattress, like just a better quality, firmer mattress, or sleep on the floor, like get like a Japanese style mattress and basically sleep on the floor, which is not going to happen because Sam is too tall to be rolling off the floor every morning. So I guess we're going to try to get a firmer mattress. Yeah, well, a mattress is something that ideally you would try to get good quality from the get-go, right? Ideally, they are expensive. But the hope, right, is you get a good mattress and then it lasts you for a long time. A lot of stuff when we first moved here was just like, fuck, we just need to get so much shit. Just get whatever, you know? And the mattress that we've had since we moved here, it's shaped like this now. It's so bad. Like the whole center of the mattress, it's just dipped in to such a degree that if Sam and I are both trying to, which is kind of rare because of our sleep schedules, but if Sam and I are both trying to be on that bed at the same time, we're like rolling toward the center. And it's like, why can't we sleep? Why are we sleeping so bad? Just don't get it, you know? I wonder why back hurty. Yeah. Why does my back feel like this all the time? Yeah. So we got a cheap mattress and we just kept it, and it has not worked in our favor. Why do our backs hurt? Sleeps in a valley. It's not, in our defense, it's not immediately noticeable when you're in the bed by yourself. It's because we both have like habits on where we lay on the bed, clearly, right? But if, you know, I try to roll even a bit to the left or to the right, it's so clearly like, you know, like, I don't know if I can stay here because my body wants to roll back to the center. Anyway, yeah. So her bed frame broke too. And I know there's so many jokes that could be made about that, but it's nothing that you're thinking. Nothing that you're thinking. It's one of those beds where like you're supposed to be able to store stuff underneath the mattress. But this one, when you lift it up, the mattress slides into the back of the frame. Word of caution, any of you who have seen these bed frames and are like, oh, I could store so much stuff under there. When you depending on which one you get, I'm sure some of them don't do this, but the one that we have, When you lift it up, the mattress just slides that way. And so I was constantly contorting myself to try and pull the mattress back up and put everything down. And it eventually, the mattress got so wedged back there that while I was trying to fix it, the bolts just ripped out of the whole thing. And now they won't attach anywhere. It's neat. It's so neat. So now I still like the idea of using under the bed for storage, but drawers. I'm not doing that anymore. Drawers maybe, or maybe even just a normal ass mattress where you can see under the bed. I don't know. I'm not trying to give a bunch of spiders a home. You know, they already get to do whatever they want in my house generally. They don't need extra space. Having an uncomfortable bed and chair is wild. You know what the issue is? I mean, there's a lot of issues, clearly. This is all probably a really good PSA about our current like buying culture, right? And just having to trust what people say online about a thing because there's no way to go and see it in person, and you just buy it online hoping that nobody lied, right? hoping, just hoping, right? Yeah, we are definitely the sort of people where if it's fine, we'll just keep putting up with it. So our bed is like, it's fine. Our backs hurt all the time, but like, you can sleep on it. It's fine. This chair has broken so many times, but it's not broken right now. So it's fine. And our quality of life would go up. Specifically with like a mattress, right? It would go up if I was just like, let's swap this stuff out for stuff that we can actually sleep on. So we can actually recharge instead of waking up and being like, ugh. It is hard. It is hard with a mattress. You don't know what it's gonna be like after you've slept on it 100 times. That's a very Pacific Northwest attitude. As to be fair, I don't think that's a Britishism infecting me. That's also an Oregonian thing to just be like, it's whatever. it's fine. It's also very, yes, free. The big stuff in our house that I know needs to be swapped out. Part of the mental barrier is, but it's so big. It's such an ass butt to deal with. I committed to the word ass with no plan on what word I was going to be trying to say. So it's an ass butt to deal with, man. Yo, but shout out to Life is Strange, because these, bro, I put in the time. I put in the work. These are broken in now, and I wear them every single day. Every day. I love them. Did they hurt for like a month? Yes. That sucked ass. But we're on the other side of that now. Every day, man. I love them so much. It was worth the effort. So yeah, out of mattress, chair, shoes, the trifecta. My shoes are great. Very nice quality, very supportive, never hurt my feet anymore. It's just the other shit. The other shit needs dealing with anymore because they're Doc Martens. It's just that type of shoe where they're so stiff when you first get them. And you're advised to like only wear them for a few minutes at a time at first because they will hurt your feet. They hurt until they know how to bend right, you know? Yeah. I love the convenience of the expanding mattresses. Because again, it's normally a pain in the ass to get a mattress in and out of a house. So the convenience of a rolled up mattress that comes in a box is great. However, every single mattress that we've gotten that is like that has done that eventually. Wait until a game company sends a mattress and a chair. I gotta tell you, I've actually had a lot of companies reach out about sending me a new chair, but they're all like HyperX style gaming chairs. I hate those. I hate them. They're so uncomfortable. Like, if I'm gonna bother swapping out this sweet old lady for a different chair, it should at least be one that I like sitting in, you know? Anywho, it's 4 o'clock. I should wrap up. Have you looked at Hayworth for chairs? No. What is that? But see, again, I don't get to sit in these. The best chair of my life came from Office Depot or something. I used it for years when we were in Los Angeles. It was like an Office Depot ass chair. And I got to sit in it at Office Depot and be like, this is the guy, you know? And it put in the work for me for years. I want to be able to just go somewhere and sit in the chairs. The only place that I can think of where I've been able to do that in recent memory is IKEA, but I haven't liked any of those chairs, so I haven't gotten one. My chair's from Staples and it's so comfy. Like, let me sit in the chair, you know? let me come sit in the chair. Anyways. I just heard a caw-caw! Oh my God. Stay away from the goslings. Viewbot103 subscribed 4 hours ago. Thanks so much for that. Thank you, I think. Appreciate it. Anyways, Taja, thank you for the 4 years. Happy anniversary. I appreciate it so much. Light Genie for the 17. Court and Justice and Sir Chunks, thank you so much for the gifted subs. Magic Maddie for the 92. Tamber Majoran for the 90. Parade of Laughter for the 63. Random for the 132. Cordry for the 129. Wait, 132 is 11 years. Random, thank you so much. after 11 years coming into, but what about Oily Timmy? Doesn't even faze me. I hope you guys are doing good. It's good to see you. Cordry, thank you for the 129. Sad Old Guy for the 83. Mohammed to you, thank you so much for the gifted subs. CVS Jr. for the gifted subs as well. If you were gifted a sub by anybody today, make sure you take the time to say thank you. You should be able to see who exactly gave it to you in your notification. So thank you so much for all the gifted subs today, guys. It means a lot. Woody, thank you for the 133. Elizari for the 3. Mystic Darling for subscribing. Again, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you so much. Dominic for the 112. Literature Geek for the 70. And Aquamarine Ashley for the 5. Thank you, guys. Where are we going? Let's see. Who's doing what right now? Art by Zvesta is making pride frogs. Cute. Let me double check the spelling. Yeah. All right. Go say hi. Spread love and joy. We've got Sunforge tonight. If you want to watch some D&D, it's on Joe Fudge's channel. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.